Cause I was in a relationship before I met him. I was in a relationship previous.
Oh, now you're in a relationship?
Before I met you, yes, but I was never pregnant.
Probably about 30 minutes of you taking this young man through the ringer.
After allegedly spending some money on baby supplies for his ex-girlfriend's daughter, Noelani, Harvey asks that the court award him the sum he spent back. You may think, why? Well, Harvey strongly believes that Noelani isn't his. Meanwhile, her mother, Miss Jet, says otherwise and demands that a paternity test be done to clear the doubts. How did these two even start?
You met on a dating site.
I met her on a dating site, and she got pregnant 2 weeks after us having sex. She got pregnant.
Your Honor, that's a lie. In July, I started dating Harvey. Every day, I actually moved with Harvey in July. Every
moved
day,
in with
yes,
him?
I did. And every day we had sex every day.
You got pregnant
Non-stop.
2 weeks.
Woo! It's just the beginning, and there's already a lot of confusion. But anyway, the story continues with Jet moving out of the house when she finds out that Harvey cannot keep it in his pants. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Despite the fact that she denies it, it appears that Jet made some demands from Harvey while they were separated.
She wrote me on Facebook demanding that I buy. I said, okay, Your Honor, I have the receipt, and it might be the date on there. I have the receipt where I bought everything on the list.
You need to make sure you bring me all of these things. 1, diapers. 2, baby wipes. 3, pacifiers. 4, bottles and a bottle scrubber. 5, her car seat. 6, a baby crib. 7, her clothes. 8, a breast pump so I can feed her milk.
Wow. But even after Harvey presented this piece of evidence to the judge, this woman still claims that he didn't buy any of those things. So it took everyone by surprise when Harvey pointed out his second piece of evidence, which was the receipt of everything she had listed in the text that he got.
A
Her
pack and
diaper money
play,
is close to what you get.
a pump, bottle scrubber, bedtime wash, everything you named off.
And he did not get all of those things, Your Honor. He did not.
He didn't.
No, don't act like you did.
I didn't get a pillow.
And how did you get to that point where you had doubt? When did you start putting 2 and 2 together? Be specific.
Okay, when I first met Sade, she got pregnant fast, and then we stopped talking. Okay, after she had the baby, she had told me the whole time she was pregnant, she was in a relationship.
Okay, this man has no chill, but I don't blame him one bit. So far, it looks like he has been doing his part, and yet Jet acts like he hasn't. This one about tagging another man to a picture of a baby that's supposed to be his is wild. That's on another level. However, Jet claims that she didn't, but Harvey has evidence of both the picture and the person who was tagged.
Why would you tag another man's name on your baby's
I did
photo?
not tag
She
anybody
claimed that
in
the dude
picture.
out of nowhere just tagged himself
He
in
tagged
it.
himself
And
in
she
the
doesn't know who he
picture
is.
by himself, and I
And
never
you
met
kept it.
him at all. And I actually have proof that I actually wrote the dude and I say, hey, my daughter, dad thinks that you're her father because you tagged yourself in the picture. And he said, oh, I'm sorry.
We have another couple drama on our hands. Now, the bone of contention has shifted to whether or not Harvey did spend so much money on her, apart from the baby supplies, like he has been saying. And from the look of things, he does not have evidence of the numerous cash he gave her, except this one-time $100 receipt.
I never kept it.
And so, has he given you
No, Your
any
Honor.
other? So he hasn't given you money multiple times.
He has not.
But he has given you this $100.
Yes, he has.
Okay, that's what I want to be clear of.
Your Honor, to be honest with you, I only have evidence for that. So she's gonna say, yeah, he gave it. She got to.
Where's
But if I didn't have evidence for that, she would have said I never gave her that.
This whole money thing is getting tiring. Meanwhile, Harvey is not the only one who can pull up evidence to prove his point. Jet can do it too, which is why she produced a chart of the expenses she made for her baby's needs. According to the chart, the $500 that Harvey is suing her for is like a drop in the ocean of all she has spent. Take a look at this.
You claim that what he's given you is merely a drop in the bucket.
Yes, it's really nothing. He
And
doesn't
these
do
are
anything for
your
her.
real expenses
Yes,
as
it is.
relates to your daughter.
I provide all these things by myself.
You provided, the state provided. I'm telling you, the
What
feeding,
does
right?
it-
The
how does it-
feeding alone, the state provides. She get wigs. The state
So how
provide
does
all
he
that
diaper
800
her?
something. The state provide all that.
The judge was clearly done with both of them. Moving on, Harvey's witness, Miss Highsmith, was invited to give her testimony about the baby daddy situation. Well, she thinks that baby Noelani bears zero resemblance to their family, even down to the baby's head shape and hair.
Baby had no genes of us at all. Head shape
Looks
or
like
anything.
me, I have strong genes.
Well, that's my opinion.
So it's your contention that your family genes are strong.
Yes, ma'am.
And you see it in all the other children?
Yes,
and the
ma'am.
members of the family. And when
Yes,
you look
ma'am.
at this baby, you just see nothing.
Only the red color, they're both red. That's not good enough.
Jet's mother went full-on mama bear mode on Harvey. The witnesses of both parties have added their piece to the situation. But has it gotten any clearer? Definitely not. If anything, the situation has just gotten more tangled. Even though Judge Lauren wanted to get one thing straight, which is why Harvey doubts that Noelani is his reason still did not hold water. Look at this.
I don't understand where the doubt is coming from.
Your Honor.
The doubt, the reason why I stopped, okay.
Facebook tag, I got that.
Okay, the Facebook tag and
What
multiple
else?
dudes. That's my reason.
Your Honor.
Because multiple dude, the multiple dudes, she got pregnant fast, and the departure, I was still there, and the real departure when I stopped seeing the baby was.
After all of that drama, I agree with the judge on this one. At this point, we just need to hear the DNA test results so this drama can be ended.
Mr. Harvey, you are not her father.
That's fine. It's fine, because I was in a relationship before I met him. I was in a relationship previous.
Oh, now you in a relationship?
Before I met you, yes, but I was never pregnant.
Miss Jet, you so diplomatic now.
Because, no, listen, Your Honor, listen.
Oh, you see that attitude? You see that attitude Jet started giving? It was the beginning of so much rubbish that was about to come out of her mouth. You guys need to see this.
Probably about 30 minutes of you taking this young man through the ringer.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I asked you, could there be anyone else? And you said no, and then as soon as I read the result, you went straight into politician mode. Yep, everything's gonna be okay. Shaking hands and kissing babies.
In this episode of Paternity Court, Campbell submits that his ex-girlfriend, Makir, has connived to take his money for her personal gain, knowing fully well that her 9-month-old son, Legacy, is not his. Meanwhile, Mariah Makir claims that Campbell is spitting pure lies, as he is only denying her son his rights, because when he tried to get back with her, she refused. What's the story here?
And so you don't believe you're the father, not one bit.
Your Honor.
And you believe this Miss McSear just feel like she got her one.
Your Honor, I think, a fish on the hook, Your
She's
Honor.
trying, that's what
Yeah.
you think you are.
Yes,
That's another
Your Honor.
lie.
That's not true, Miss McSear.
Your Honor, I went through her phone on numerous occasions and I seen her talking to different men inappropriately, and it's outrageous. How can I trust somebody who...
Now, Campbell is not only accusing Makir of being a gold digger, but also that she's cheating on him. However, Mariah claims that he has no proof to back up the things he said about her infidelity. Campbell may not have physical proof to back up his claims, but he sure did prove to the court that he has a retentive memory.
One day she went out and I saw her in her bra and panties in the room with another man. When I came to the house, I came to come get some stuff, and when I came to that house, there was a random car sitting in that driveway. I came and I knocked on that door, and I seen her almost half naked in there with another man, and the man is sitting on the edge of the bed, but she has a whole
No,
living
he
room.
was sitting on the bench and I had pants on.
You know that's a lie.
Okay, the court needed to have that laugh. Anyway, Campbell claims that after seeing Makir in such a situation and hearing the rumors of her going around with married men, he concluded that one of those men was the baby daddy. While this back and forth argument was going on, you would not believe the next thing that came out of Makir's mouth. Here, take a look.
There was no tree blocking that driveway because I left multiple times during the
Yeah,
hurricane.
get from the mailbox.
I left.
From the mailbox.
I didn't drive
From
over
the
a tree.
mailbox.
I didn't drive over
You
a
didn't
tree,
drive,
Your
period.
Honor.
You don't even have a car. You was a bum when I met you.
Who? I was?
I put your bag in my house. I moved you in with me and my kids.
Because I had money, and that's all you wanted. You wanted
You got so much
my
money but no stability. Sounds real. Sounds like a person I want to pin a
Because
baby on.
no, you took everything from me.
Woof! That took a wild turn. But Makir's testimony about the day her conception took place had to be confirmed. She claimed that there was a notable natural disaster that very day, so it was easier for the court just to Google up when precisely the hurricane happened that year. While doing their calculations, here is what the judge revealed.
Of September 10, 2017, knocking out power to more than 6.8 million people. So that was around September. So give me Legacy's birth date.
June 15th, 2018.
Of
Your Honor.
2018, all right? And if you hit calculate, We see that the window of conception would be approximately September 20th to September 24th.
Okay, that took me out. Campbell, in an attempt to further prove that legacy is not his, produced another piece of evidence to the court, and you will not guess what it is this time. Take a look at this and see for yourself.
Are you 100% sure that I am the father of this child? But you're sending me pictures of somebody else holding this child? Just random men that she have sexual relationships with.
How do you know I had sexual relations? That's
Because they're laying in your bed. They're holding your son.
Sounds like
They're in the bed.
Yes, one man was laying in the bed right next to him, and she got up while they were sleeping, and she took the picture of that and sent it to me.
Oh, Mariah, this isn't looking good at all. And the worst thing is, Campbell wasn't done yet. He revealed to the court that when he went through McKeer's phone, he found a text from a man asking her about his baby. Mind you, he also added that this was during the time she was pregnant with Legacy. However, Mariah denied his accusations, claiming that Campbell was not even there during her pregnancy.
You wasn't even there my whole pregnancy, so how could you say that? When you came back around, he was already 2 weeks old.
Yes,
keep lying. You never was with me. Not one day of my pregnancy. Not one.
All right, so I'm gonna get to that briefly. So what is your other piece of evidence, sir?
Your Honor, a friend of the family contacted me and they told me that Mariah had got a DNA test done with another man to see if he was the father of her son.
It's now a battle between one person providing a supposed list of evidence and the other refuting it as lies. At this point, the court can't really move forward because it is difficult to know who is lying and who is telling the truth. Plus, these two keep getting agitated and revealing more secrets, just like this one.
The only reason you deny him is because I don't want to be with you no more.
That is a lie.
You're a cheater.
That's a lie.
why.
I told you on multiple occasions that we do not have to have a relationship.
All right.
That's not what you said last night.
What did he say last night?
Last night he was saying how he wanted to be with me and he loved me and he just wanted to be a family.
And so, were you together last night?
Oh no, he was with his girlfriend.
Why are you looking like that, Mr. Campbell?
I'm confused.
Nah, these two are clearly wasting too much time right now. None of these things being said are going to help reveal Legacy's true paternity. It's all just a whole drama of who can reveal as much secret about the other person. And at this point, the court needs to put a cap on it and reveal the DNA result. But not before Judge Lauren dissects Campbell's reaction to what McShear said.
You have come into this courtroom, you over here proving your case, you got exhibits, you got specifics, and now all of a sudden I ask you about last night, and you pleading the fifth?
I did. I might have said a few things to her, but me crying at the door, now that's going overboard. And
So you haven't cried before?
I have cried before, yes.
Okay, so we know this happened.
All right.
Finally, the day of reckoning is here after so many she said, he said, and numerous accusations. At this point, everyone is itching to know the truth. And if you are too, stick around and find out in this next clip.
Mr. Campbell, you are the father. You're the father. That is your beautiful baby. Why does it make you feel so emotional? Well, you have to do more.
Yes.
You all have gone back and forth. It has been explosive at times, entertaining at others, to be honest with you.
The issue of child support and money-grubbing women has made it into another episode of Paternity Court. Here, Robinson denies the fatherhood of Grant's son, Trevorus, alleging Grant fabricated it for child support. Robinson's license and tax return were seized for owing $13,000 in child support. How did this man even realize that he was in such a deep mess?
We had got a letter in mail saying that he was $13,000 arrearage in back-time child support.
So before this letter, you didn't know he was even the father?
Well, when me and him met and got married in 2009, he told me he had 3 children.
Okay.
And he was not in their life. I made him get in their life. Told him that you doing for my kids, you need to do for your own. Yeah, all of a sudden.
Okay. So, Robinson even signed an affidavit to pay $60 monthly in child support. Plus, Grant claims that despite the fact that he had another family, Robinson still catered to her and her baby's needs, and would even spend time with them, playing the role of a father. So, what went wrong? How could they go from being like a happy family to Robinson denying paternity?
So take me back, I want to understand this relationship a little bit. You all met and you started a sexual relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long after that did you realize you were pregnant?
We started dating October the 7th, 1989, and
they were not never in a relationship.
Your Honor, yes, we are. And as a matter of fact, where was you in 1989 when we was together?
Well,
How did you know what
with
was
him
going
now.
on?
I'm with him now.
Okay, is Robinson's wife his mouthpiece? I mean, Grant tells the court about how Trevorus was conceived, an act that occurred between him and Grant. Yet, his wife continued to do all the talking despite not being present the day it happened. Seeing this, the judge had to direct the question of the sexual relationship to Robinson for his contribution.
Mr. Robinson, you do acknowledge you had a sexual relationship with Miss Grant.
I did.
You did. Okay. What I want to understand is you went up and you signed the acknowledgement of paternity. When did you become doubtful?
2 years ago, when this other man approached him and told him that he was the father.
When they
So,
got
Mr.
the pay,
Robinson.
they had to pay $13,000, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Robinson, at some point after you signed this acknowledgement,
A particular Mr. Eddie Ellis is now in the mix. Who exactly is this mystery Ellis? Could he be the man Grant previously spoke about having a sexual relationship with before she met Robinson? Let's find out.
so before Mr. Christian was conceived, you were in a sexual relationship with this other man.
Yes.
And that is Mr. Ellis.
That is.
Mr. Ellis, thank you for being here today. We are, of course, discussing the paternity as it relates to Mr. Christian. And we've heard testimony that says you approached Mr. Robinson at some point and said, I'm Mr. Christian's father.
Okay, now that's a problem. Whose testimony is the truth? Because clearly, one person is lying. However, Ellis is here claiming that he feels Trevorus is his son because Grant said so. Meanwhile, Grant denied his accusations, shutting down every testimony of his. Take a look at this.
If my son went up the tree, you know that if my son went up the tree, he came down. Now, at the age of 14, my child, apparently y'all don't know who he is, so where you been all this time? If you claiming to be the father and say, I said at the age of 7 or 8 that he was your child, so why it took you that long to come in and respond to him, and now all of a sudden you saying that he's your child? Where is my support?
Would you look at this man shooting himself in the leg? Did she say he is your son or not? Comment. Man, at this point, I don't even know anymore. And all of this doesn't even get easier because the next set of testimonies turns into a he said, she said drama between the four of them. Suddenly, even Ellis isn't getting his story straight, just like Grant said here.
Come on, get your story straight.
Going through the years, now you and him then broke up. Now all of a sudden, everybody going around saying, hey, man, that's your son.
Thank you, everybody else. Not Tisha, everybody else saying
You
that he's
said it,
yours.
Will.
Everybody else. Your mom even the one that agreed to say he was yours.
You stayed with my mother.
He stayed his sophomore year of high school with her. We had a falling out.
What exactly is the point here? I don't see any. At this point, Judge Lauren decided to take Christian Trevorus's testimony. Well, maybe we would get a clearer picture of what he says. Let's see what this grown man has to say about the situation his parents have put him in.
So, Mr. Christian, were you ever told that Mr. Ellis was your father?
I was told that it could be either of the two.
That it could be either of the two?
Yes, ma'am.
And who told you this?
My mom.
She did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Grant, your son's saying that you honestly told him it could be either of these two men. In your prior testimony, you said you were only sleeping with Mr. Ellis way before Mr. Robinson.
Well, now we know for sure that Ellis could also be Trevorus's potential father. Now, who exactly is the true father? Only DNA can tell us for sure. But before we get there, it looks like the Robinsons still have something to say, especially Mrs. Robinson, who has surprisingly been quiet for a while now. My guess is that it has to do with the $124 claim.
Ms. Robinson and Mr. Robinson, you're saying you want $124 because you have to apply to get his driver's license reinstated because it was suspended because of failure to pay his support.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe that this was not lawful and not appropriate because he really is not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
I know exactly why he's on child support.
Right. Thank goodness that chapter is closed. We can finally move on to helping Trevorus find his biological father. It is sad that for more than 25 years of his life, Trevorus has not exactly had someone he could call his father wholeheartedly. Although Ellis was closer to his family, and he also knew that Robinson was his potential father, he said that neither of them did anything fatherly for him.
Neither one of them actually did anything. Like, I just, referred to him as more of a father because his family, like he said, they reached out towards me more.
Mr. Ellis's?
Yes.
And what about your relationship with Mr. Robinson and his family?
There was no relationship with me and his family.
So you
Your
felt
Honor, we sent
rejected
him
by
money.
his family,
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we
and they
sent
would
him
tell
money.
you you're not.
When did you send me money?
We sent you money to Western Union
When?
back in 09.
You show me a receipt and I'll tell you that I'm a lie.
Big ups to Mama. By playing the role of a mother and father, she did her very best to ensure her son got all he needed. Despite the fact that Grant brought up Trevorous without any of them in her life, the Robinsons claim that Grant is trying to get some money from them. Well, at least that's what Grant says.
They saying that I want money. I hadn't had money in 25 years, 24 years of his life.
My mom is not money hungry at all.
I worked all my life since he became a child, since I brought him into this world. I've been working since I was 14.
$13,000 behind. I mean, that's what you
Okay,
want.
but if you was paying child support, you shouldn't be $13,000 behind.
That's right. Grant has had enough of Mrs. Robinson's accusations of her being a gold digger, and she just had to give it to her straight. You know, one thing is weird though. It's a shock that even up till this moment, Mr. Robinson barely said a word. That's his business. Anyway, it is high time Trevorous knows who his biological father is, and hopefully has an actual father figure in his life. So, I present you the DNA result.
Mr. Eddie Ellis, you are not the father. Mr. Dexter Robinson, you are not the father.
Thanks God.
There's nobody else?
Has to be at least one more. And I know that's a long time to think back.
Oh, I did not see that coming. Wow. The hunt for Trevorous' father is still ongoing, but we all heard Grant when she admitted to not knowing if there was another possibility. This is a lot, but the one thing we know is that Trevorous' father is still out there.
I think you got some thinking to do. You have an amazing young man here. It's about finding out the answers for your child. He deserves that. Mr. Robinson, Ms. Robinson, I need to inform you that there is no guarantee that you will be released from your obligation to pay those arrears, because under the law, when you sign that acknowledgement of paternity voluntarily, you're responsible.